Well, thank you for coming out, gentlemen. I'm going to ask you a series of questions and hope you'll be honest with your answers. The recommended level of physical activity for adults is 2 hours and 30 minutes of moderate to intense physical activity per week.
Are you reaching the recommended physical activity goal per week? If so, what motivates you to be physically active?
Yes, I do get the recommended amount of physical activity, approximately 2.5 hours, at least 5 times a week. Sometimes more than maybe 3 to 4 hours, 5 times a week. It really just depends, but I do that simply because I've been on the other side and realized how important it is to be healthy. Growing up as an overweight young man, growing up in a family where they didn't really exude healthy habits. They were hard workers, but not necessarily exercise and healthy eating habits. So as I got older and started seeing different conditions develop in my family, diabetes runs rampant in my family, things of that nature, just some of my own hardships, being overweight, dealing with body pains and difficulty doing certain tasks.
My family are pretty athletic. We actually adopt exercising into our family, and we actually do it together in a sense. Like we track our workouts and logs and things of that nature, so we can actually motivate each other to stay healthy.
My biggest motivation is I like to push myself physically. I've always been into sports growing up, and even today I try to running and being in the gym and doing different activities.
Basically for me personally, it's partnership. Anytime that I have a partner, I'm a competitive guy. I like to go harder than anybody that's working out with me. I may need you, I may motivate you, but I'm still trying to do better than you in a sense.
I'm 86. Wow. And I play golf. I go to 2 clubs to work out. I'm very conscious of the age, and I want to keep doing things so I can do those things a long time.
Wow. What I found out and what helped me when my health got out and the doctor said you need to do some exercise, I had to, number one, find something I like to do. If you find something you like to do, you do it the rest of your life. But if we don't like it, we're not going to continue to do it. And so I started to walking, and I became to like walking.
But it's just finding that balance, that time to be able to go to the gym and really put in exercise. And I think for me too, is having somebody that's gonna push you. That even when I'm not really feeling like, oh, I don't wanna go there, but you got that person that's gonna push you.
Barrier, like gentleman in the back row stated, is it's working a long day, 12-hour day, sometimes 13-hour day, and then trying to muster up the energy to go out and exercise.
Well, I can speak to that. What will make it easy for me is time factor, because I have children. So the responsibility of children make it very difficult to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Because not only do you, because it's not a matter of doing it for myself. If you don't do it with them, you're going to do it with them, but then doing it for them may not necessarily be enough for what you need for yourself.
Rest, getting the proper rest. Because a lot of times we have a problem with finding the energy to get up and actually do it.
To please rate your engagement in the healthy eating, health smart behaviors on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being little or no healthy eating behaviors and 10 being many healthy eating behaviors. Also, explain your rating.
I'm pretty conscientious when it comes to what I eat. I've sworn off all major fast food restaurants. I haven't eaten at McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's in almost 3 years. And I do a lot of protein shakes. Like whenever I know I need something and I can't find it, or it takes too long to cook or put together, I have a big old jug in my house full of protein powder. I mix that up with water and I take that.
And that's our biggest concern is our health. We want to be healthier. We want to live longer. We want to spend less time having to go to the doctor or ending up in the emergency room because of what we eaten, and it has affected our health over the time. And as we've gotten older, we're starting to find out that our eating habits, has become probably the biggest factor in our health.
I eat mostly right because another thing that, nobody but me and my wife now, and all the children are gone, and she has a special diet she have. So we don't make a diet for of a dinner for me and a dinner for her. For her health, I use what she eats for her health, and it helps me.
I just don't do the fast food restaurants. I don't like going to Red Lobster. I don't like other people preparing my meals just because I can't see them. So that keeps me away from a lot of, salty foods. I do eat a lot of brown rice, baked chicken. I stay away from fried food.
But the struggle I have is changing the eating habit was a problem for me, which I've done. Change it because I was raised on eating good food. So it's a hard transition to leave that good food alone, So I've learned to cut out a lot of the breads and watch the white rice and a lot of stuff like that. So the transition for me as far as eating was a little tough, but I'm beginning to get a handle on it.
So education, has a lot to do with it.
Right.
Letting your children know, well, okay, that tastes good, but what tastes good is not always good for you. And you'll find out once you change your eating habit that the other good stuff tastes pretty good too.
It seems like just in the African American community, we have the knowledge of what we're supposed to do,
but we don't.
And I'm not sure we don't have the education. I don't think the education is pushed on us every day. And now, how do you get us to live long, especially African American men?
We know what to do, but we don't want to do it. When I was 75, I was a youngster then. And I had to figure out what I could do and what I could not do. There come a time that you got to realize that you can't do what you used to do.
That's right. That's true.
And do what you can do. I can't eat that pork anymore like I used to, those pork chops. I know better now. So once I understood what I could do, I think that prolonged my life as to where I am now, but it was hard to do.
I think just the convenience of sometimes going by a Mia Oppa or somewhere and grabbing something fast versus that of really paying attention to what I'm consuming is my body. Now, when I go to McDonald's, I do order no salt. On my fries.
I'm the son of a Southern pastor, so my mother cooked like it's Sunday every day. If you don't have meat, rice, gravy, biscuit, sweet tea, you didn't cook.
Yeah.
So with me, it's learning stuff like, well, how do you make asparagus? I don't know, because we get greens and put smoked neck bones in it. So
those challenges that are there, I still have those cravings is what I'm trying to say. So I say 8.5 because one day a week I have a cheat day. I eat whatever I want, however much of it I want. I get up and go to IHOP. Give me the pancake, give me the omelet, give me the butter pecan, and it's that one day that and the thing about it is that one day, if I've been disciplined all week, that one day is not going to hurt me, number one. Number two, I'm not going to be able to eat as much of it as I would normally be able to if I ate it all the time, but guess what? I'm satisfied. Right. It gives me something to look forward to.
Not only is it expensive, but with my schedule, like if you're going to have this whole fresh fruit and fresh vegetables and stuff like that, you got to keep it in there, have time to cook it and things of that nature. And with my schedule, it's just hard to, not only is it expensive, but because it has to be fresh, that becomes an issue for me.
Research confirms the saying that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Please discuss your breakfast routine. How often do you eat breakfast? Is your breakfast a healthy breakfast?
Every morning I'm up at 6 o'clock. I wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm spirit ready. I'm ready to go. So I go in there. I always cook me some oatmeal. I cook oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I eat oatmeals, some corn flakes, and every now and then, I boil my egg.
Well, I'm motivated to eat a good breakfast because I want to do the right things and I want to be conscious about health and live a long time. I just had an aunt that reached 100 years old 2 weeks ago.
I saw that.
And so I want to be in that number. I want to eat some of a healthy, conscious guy now, and eating a good breakfast is good for me.
And, and then as I've gotten older, and and different things happening, you have to have your medication and stuff, and you find out that the healthier the breakfast you eat, the better it works with your medication.
I sleep late in the morning. And I don't get up to about 10, 11, or 12. So I eat around 11 to 12, somewhere in there. So I don't eat breakfast.
For me, breakfast is my main, my very important meal. I love breakfast. And the problem I was having, I was eating grits, eggs, and bacon, ham, or whatever it is. I wanted that every day because I do a lot of physical work. Right. And I had to fill my tank up before I get out there on the job. Because I ain't no good. But in doing that, it caused me to bring on a lot of weight. Right. So I had to change that. And maybe I just eat breakfast now maybe twice a week. And then I'm doing oatmeal and water like that for the other 3 days.
Now, my breakfast thing was real hard. I love it bread, light bread, toast, put the jam and stuff on it. But she got me on a good control now. I just told her I won't eat no more bread, no biscuits or nothing like that. And she tell me to eat a very little quantity of grits. And if I eat bacon, you can't have but one slide, one egg.
I don't eat breakfast every day simply because of the time. I wake up to go to work at 4 in the morning, and that does not work for me, having breakfast that early in the morning.
I know it's terrible, but I say no. I don't eat breakfast very often. Typically, for some of the same reasons that were mentioned, time. I am guilty of absolutely loving whole milk. So I could drink it like water. So I cut it out of my diet many years ago. So with cutting it out, it cut the cereal out of my diet. And when I do eat breakfast, I mean, I eat breakfast. It's grits, hash browns, yes, bacon, ham, maybe some fried fish. It's a breakfast.
So I sleep until it's time to go. Rest is real and not enough of it. So I have a full-time job and a part-time job, so you put that together, tired. If I am gonna do breakfast, it might be, a smoothie or something like that. Might throw in some protein to, try to hold me over until lunchtime. But if I do have time for breakfast, which would be the weekend, I'm like my man here, like Flying Biscuit, Cracker Barrel, Waffle House.
I just thought about there's two things. Myself, and then I don't have a woman that gets up in the morning and cooks for me. So if I had a wife or somebody that got up in the morning and cooked breakfast, I would eat breakfast every single morning. But I don't have that luxury some of these great gentlemen do.
The human body is over 75% water. Although there is no scientific data indicating how much water people should drink each day, it is generally accepted that most beverages you drink should have little or no added sugar, with water being the healthiest.
Please discuss your daily beverage intake and what contributes to your beverage choices.
I started this year, I'd been terrible. I used to drink Pepsis and Cokes and no water. But I have reversed that this year. I got motivated to start drinking water. That's why I drink a lot of water now. Only water I used to drink was before I go out to exercise. When I come back, the rest of the day, it was Cokes and Pepsis. Whichever one was on sale, that's the one what we would buy and have at the house there.
Well, for me, a few years ago, if it was wet, I drank it, and it didn't make a difference what it was. But I was addicted to a lot of sodas, the Czech drinks, the Czech strawberry, grape, and all that. I loved those drinks. But since 3 years ago, I've slowly transitioned to water. So all I drink now is water. I drink about bottle size, about 8 bottles of water a day.
And as they took, the older guys told me, say, marry a young lady's son. When you get older, you won't have to run at the young one. So I took them as they were. I married a young lady. And now, to have beautiful sex, you have to eat properly, drink properly. I quit drinking Coca-Colas. I never drank liquor, smoked cigarettes. But if you do the proper things to your body, I had a bigger stomach. I could enjoy everything better when I lost that weight.
And I used to love to drink a lot of sodas, especially Mountain Dew, but that was my drink. But I learned that I drank water, and very seldom I even drink a drink. And if I drink something now, it's Diet green tea, but most I drink now is water, and I feel better.
I don't really keep track. I just know I drink a lot of water, mainly because it's free. If you go to one of the stores, normally if they have a machine where you can get water from, you can fill your cup up and get it for free. So with that being said, I drink it all the time, and I used to do a lot of weight training. I used to have a lot of supplements in my body, so drinking water was actually required. So I came accustomed to doing it all the time. So I still keep it up. I mean, I prefer water over any other beverage.
Like when I go grocery shopping, I don't get any juices. I don't purchase orange juice or anything like that because even those have more sugar added to it than sodas. So I really don't purchase anything, but if I were to drink juice or things like that, it would be a very minimum amount, but it would be someplace where it was already there and it was offered to me in a sense.
I like certain drinks, and I was told that I need to drink more water. So, but I really love certain drinks, and it's kind of hard for me to get away from what I've done all my life.
I probably drink maybe about a bottle of water a day. I'm trying to be better on that because there used to be a time I never drank water at all. Simply because it's most of the taste. I prefer, fruit juices, 100% specifically. That's, I guess, like you said, that's, for me at least, it's healthier than, not having any fruits and vegetables at all.
I happened to go to Super Center Walmart one night and they had the sodas on sale. they had the cases of them on sale, and I was like, oh man. So I ended up getting 2 cases. My bad habit with sodas developed at work because I'm noticing the people at my job drink sodas. My boss drinks soda like it's water. And so I saw it one day and man, that would look good. So I think that temptation kind of got me.
What causes you stress, depression, and anger? And how do you manage those 3 items? Stress, depression, anger. Anybody jump in?
I find myself increasingly irritable when I don't have a woman's presence. They call me. And of course, there's also, it depends on like the time of the month when it comes. I deal with grant management, so dealing with reporting and things of that nature. There's certain times of the month where my stress levels are higher than others because you're depending on other people to give you information, and everyone doesn't have common sense. I'm doing a ballot, so we're gonna change it to rare sense.
Things I notice in society stresses me out. So what I do, I study, and it stresses me out about 23 hours of the day. So I'm normally studying about that, looking up articles, just finding new things that I can uncover to better myself, to better my thought process, to better the way I carry myself, basically. So I just study. I study and work out. When I get very upset, I work out.
I know the things that stress me sometimes is just the everyday responsibility of trying to balance everything in life with children, home, church, all the different responsibilities come at you, because sometimes you can overcommit to things and don't realize you overcommit till it's too late, and then you have to try to figure out how to make all these things happen. So I mean, for everybody else, the gym is therapeutic for me.
And and that's a big factor in our life, especially as African American men, is the stressors that we have to face in life, in society alone, period. It's an uphill battle. You find out at a young age that it's an uphill battle. They say the playing ground is, the playing field is level, but it's not. It's still an uphill climb, and it never has stopped being an uphill climb. Because for most of them that are responsible, there are needs that you need to be met. And you start finding at an early age. If you want to succeed, you gotta put out to achieve. And these are stressors. And as you get older, you find that there's other stressors. And the thing is, how do you cope?
I enjoy cutting the yard. That's my yard. I mean, you said something about garden, but I enjoy tennis. I enjoy playing basketball. But I do those things because they relieve me from stress. But the bottom line of it is when I get out my car and I cut it off, all worries, all stress, all real estate, all health. I don't want to catch a heart attack out there, but I'm playing. If I fall out on that tennis court, I'm okay because I was doing exactly what I wanted to do.
And to get stress, and another stress reliever that I found out, I know we're not talking about the women today, but at home, sometimes we have to listen at our wives.
Yes.
Now, sometimes I would come in after I've been doing all my working and working so long, and I get stressed, and she would say I was yelling at her. He said, you need to take some time off. Now your stress have come up. And at first I didn't pay any attention to it. Then when I started finding that work wasn't so important, that I had to work and my stress level was up. And that helped my health a lot by listening, and we just take some time off.
Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate all your insight and information you provided. We thank you for sharing, and let's work out, guys.
All right.